Hello again. So I am going to continue my 77 witchy questions. Someday we'll get through all of them, but I'm enjoying answering them, and I could definitely speed through these questions, and maybe you'd prefer that I would, but I really am enjoying taking my time on them and being thoughtful with it. So I'm just going to keep doing these, and if you'd rather not watch, by all means, skip to some other video you'd rather watch. I am pretty sure that I left off with question number 50 about night and day. So I'm going to resume with question 51, which says, how and when did you know you wanted to be on this path? Well, I've decided to go on the path a few times. First, when I first got interested, I was a teenager, probably about 16 when I first started getting interested. I had some friends who were into witchcraft, and I thought it was interesting, and so I, borrowed a book here and there, and then I started getting my own books, and at the time we had a good metaphysical store in town, and I don't know, I just got into it pretty naturally. And then my interest just grew, and I learned more and more, and it just seemed natural. It seemed like the thing to do. Then, more recently, I got back into it. I resumed my path just in the last few months, and it feels good. It feels right. It feels good to connect to nature again, to ground myself again. I really have some work to do on myself. I'm not in a balanced place right now, but it's where I need to be, so I'm happy right now. Or working on it. Question 52 is, what type of pagan are you? Yes. Yes, I am pagan. And I don't really subscribe to any particular mode of thought. What type of pagan am I? I am a secular witch, is what I am at the moment. 53. What kind of candle color do you use the most? I don't think I own any candles that are not white at the moment. White or, cream colored or, natural colored, something like that. I have never really felt a strong need to have a lot of candles in different colors. White works for me. It's a good all-purpose candle. I don't worry about candle color. I don't. I like my candles white and unscented and cheap. I own a lot of candles, but they're all white. I think I might have a dark red, like a carmine color candle that I've had since I was probably 14 or something. I think I have that in storage someplace. It is, I don't know, it's some sort of, blood red color with some gold, and I've never burnt it. But I think I still have it in storage somewhere. 54. What area would you like to see your craft grow in? A lot of things. I'd like to keep learning more about the runes and tarot. I would, at some point I'd like to start learning astrology and numerology, but that's not a priority right now. Right now, I am just trying to reconnect with nature and possibly connect with deity. And I really need to bring some balance into my life. I need to really work on myself before I start learning new practices. I'm going to talk some more about that in a future video, I think. 55. What is your preference, to buy your tools or to make them? I like to make stuff for witchcraft whenever I can. my wand, my besom, my runes. I make my own incense. You know, I make everything that I feel capable of making. Things that I don't feel like I can make, then, you know, I buy them. And maybe someday I'll be able to make that stuff too. I love to make things. It makes me feel... I don't know how it makes me feel. It makes me feel productive. It makes me feel like the tools are more meaningful because they're mine. I made them the way I want them with materials that I found. It makes the magic work better, in my experience, to have a connection to every thing that you're using, not just... You know, I mean, cleansing and consecrating your tools is important, absolutely. But if you have the added connection of having brought that thing into existence, that's going to add to your work. 56. What fictional witch inspired you the most? Well, a lot of them. Every fictional witch. I love fictional witches. Love it. Always have. My earliest memories of fictional witches would have been like, you know, the witches in Wizard of Oz, both the good ones and bad ones. The ones from the Disney movies, Maleficent, Ursula. Ursula. Yeah. So, you know, there's a lot of them. I love the... You know, I just recently saw Practical Magic for the first time just in the last couple of months. And I loved it. Those witches in Practical Magic were really... that was great. So which inspired me the most? Who knows? All of them. 57. For your first spell, were you alone or with a coven? I don't think I've ever cast a spell with other people. I've cast a spell with other people around. But every spell I've ever done, as far as I can remember, was my own spell that I did on my own. 58. What is your favorite scent for incense and candles? Candles is irrelevant, as I just mentioned. I don't like scented candles. For incense, it just depends on what I'm doing. If I'm trying to get into a certain mode of thought or state of mind, then I'll use the appropriate herbs and woods and resins to get me there. If I don't really have anything in mind and I just want some incense going, I use Nag Champa and sticks. It's just easy, it smells good. That's what I use by default, unless I'm doing something specific, in which case I make my own loose incense and burn it over charcoal. But I guess I could answer the question. The ones that I like the best when I make my own, I like ginger and lavender. I like frankincense. Everyone likes frankincense. It's amazing. I guess those are my top ones. But it really just depends. Cloves. Cloves are good. Okay. Where is your favorite place to reconnect with nature? I feel like I've answered this question 8 million times, and I've only made like 6 or 7 videos. There's a park that I go to often. This is not it. I'm at a different park right now. But there's a park in my town on the Arkansas River. And you can drive back to the back of the park and hop over a fence and hike through the woods, and it lets you out on a little beach. And it's not like I'm the only person who knows about it. A lot of people go to that little beach just, you know, to party or to go fishing or to whatever. But I love that little part of the beach and the woods behind it. That's where I go most. This is a different park in my same town, and I don't really come here very often, but I should probably start exploring it more. Right. Number 60. Do you believe in fantasy creatures like dragons, unicorns, fairies, etc., etc., etc.? I'm going to go with no, I don't. I believe in those energies. It's like the same way I believe in Santa Claus, right? I believe that there's a part of us internally who can make use of those energies, who can become, the dragon or the fairy or the unicorn when we need to have that energy. But I don't think that those things literally exist in a flesh and blood form. No, I don't. Alright, so I'm almost at 11 minutes. I'm going to stop this video, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.